Hi, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Morgan here at Jotform. Welcome to today's Snack Break webinar, where I will be diving into our brand new integration with ClickUp in 15 minutes or less. ClickUp is a project management platform that creates a full view of your team's projects and responsibilities. And because of its flexible design and integrated features like inbox, docs, and reminders, it's an all-in-one platform for teams of any size. In our session today, I'm going to highlight the ways that this new native integration between Jotform and ClickUp can boost your productivity. Before I jump out into our demo today, I do want to just talk a little bit about what this integration looks like so that you have that context as I'm going through the demo. And I'm going to start with a brief overview of how ClickUp is organized for those of you who are a little bit less familiar with ClickUp. So within your ClickUp workspace, which is basically your account, your full organization's account, you'll have spaces, lists, and tasks. One example of how you might set that up, though, again, it's flexible, you can set it up in any number of ways, is that a space would be one department. A list is one person's responsibilities within that department, and tasks are all of the things that they currently have on their plate. Within your tasks, you'll have ways to track progress toward completion of that task. So things like subtasks, comments or notes, time tracker, links to related items, etc. Our integration allows you to use form responses from Jotform to create tasks, and then within tasks to also create subtasks and comments. So if you're somebody who is using both Jotform and ClickUp in the same workflow, you now no longer will have to pull data out of Jotform and then manually add that to ClickUp, or use a third-party platform to do that integration for you. So this saves you a lot of time and effort, as well as minimizes the risk of you missing something or entering data incorrectly as you transfer that data manually into ClickUp. So again, native integration as well. And I will be sharing an example of each of those three options. So creating tasks, subtasks, and comments. And on that note, I'm going to jump out into the demo. And I do want to apologize. You may notice I'm a little bit hoarse today, so hopefully it's pretty clear and easy to understand me, but you're always welcome to follow up with me with any questions, and I'll share my email address at the end for that if you miss anything today. So I'm starting here with my ClickUp space. So Morgan's Projects is my space. Within this space, you can see I have two lists, and I have color coded them so that you can easily differentiate. I'm starting here in ClickUp for a couple of reasons. First, to orient you to ClickUp as so that when I go through the integration piece, you'll understand what I'm referring to. But also, I think it's probably best practice in general to make sure that if you are using ClickUp or really any tool, that you have that set up and organized the way you want. That will be essential in order to pull data in to know how you already have things structured. So definitely recommend getting things settled with ClickUp first. So what you see here are my two lists. The blue is the webinars list and the purple is team building activities. I'm pretending for the sake of this session that I also manage team building activities here at Jotform. Within webinars, you can see that I have two different statuses. So I have my complete sessions that have been completed, and then those that are in progress. So each webinar is its own task. And then with regards to team building activities, I have two tasks. I have one where I want to meet with people who are interested in helping plan events. And then I have another where I'm collecting feedback from our most recent event. So within that, you can see that I have subtasks here. So anytime somebody says they are interested, they're being added as a subtask so that I can make sure to meet with them and check them off my list and get their ideas and their thoughts and what they're interested in helping with. And then with regards to the feedback for picnic day, I'm collecting that as comments here, which you see on the right-hand side. So with that orientation complete, I'm now going to jump into Jotform. So we'll start with webinars, and I'm going to show you again how to add a task to ClickUp from Jotform. This example may look familiar if you've attended our other sessions about other project management tools. Hopefully, seeing the same example will help you compare and contrast if you're evaluating tools. What you see here is a webinar suggestion form that my colleagues can fill out if they have webinar ideas for me. So for the most part, I add webinars to my own list based on what's going on within Jotform, but somebody can always request if there's something that they really want to highlight that we didn't already have in mind to highlight. They would just add their name here so I can come back to them if I have questions, the topic that they have in mind, a general time frame if it's time sensitive, and then links to anything that might be links or notes, anything that might be helpful for me in planning this session. Anytime you want to integrate any Jotform form with any other tool, you'll do that by going onto your settings tab and looking for integrations in the sidebar here. And from here, you can search for the tool that you're looking for, or you can browse by type of tool. ClickUp in this case is right at the top and it's tagged with this new tag, so pretty easy to find. I'm just going to click on that to get started. And the first step will be to authenticate your account, or in other words, to link ClickUp and Jotform together. I've already done this previously, so I'll just need to select my account. But if this is your first time, you'll have to go through a couple of prompts to get that authentication complete. It's pretty straightforward and pretty clearly outlined. But if you have any questions at any point, you can connect with our support team for help on that. So I will select my account, and that is automatically going to bring me to the next page. So now that the two are integrated, Jotform and ClickUp are integrated, I next need to tell Jotform where to put things in ClickUp and what I want to do with this data. So first, this is where I'll choose the action. So this is where, regardless of what you're doing with this integration, you'll choose whether you want to create a task, a subtask, or a comment. So again, in this case for webinars, I want to create a task every time somebody has a webinar request. Now what you're seeing are a couple of ClickUp's organization tiers popping up on the screen. So the next step will be for you to choose where this data should go. So the top level, again, is the workspace. That's your entire organization. The next level down is your space. So again, that's akin to like a department level. In this case, Morgan's Projects is my space. You can use folders in ClickUp to help organize your lists if you want to organize things by theme or whatever the case may be. I don't have any folders in place in my example, but if you did, you would select the folder here as well. And lastly, you'll choose what list this should go to. So I want to add this to my webinars list. Once I've done all of that, so again, once I've told it where in ClickUp this data should go, the last step here is to match the particular fields that I want to pull in. So for ClickUp, the name of this task is going to be the topic that the person enters on the form. For the description in the task, I'm going to pull in the data from the notes or links or anything that might be helpful. I'm also going to set the priority here to just a regular sort of normal priority, but within ClickUp, you can always change priority. So if I need to bump anything up the list because it's more time sensitive, I can change that manually in ClickUp. And then lastly, I am going to add in the status. So this will tell it what the status should be within your list. So you saw that I had in progress and completed items already popping up there. I'm going to add these to a requested list. So we'll see those come into a requested status section. So next I'm going to save all of these settings. And then I will save the action itself. Let me give that 1 second here. There we go. So now I'm just going to save this action that I've created as a whole. The last step here is just to finish this integration. And now we can see that there's a check mark with ClickUp. So this integration has been complete. So at this point, when one of my colleagues goes to fill out this form, that will automatically add the task to ClickUp. So let's say my colleague, Allie, our partnerships manager, has been working with ClickUp on getting this launch off the ground. She wants to make sure that we have a webinar about our ClickUp integration, and she wants it sometime in May, so it's still new and fresh in everybody's mind. She also wants to remind me that our colleague, Chris, wrote a really helpful blog about this. So she's just going to include that note there. So she's going to hit that submit button and that will come through. Now in my ClickUp account, once I refresh the page, we should see that added. And again, it will be added to the request status within my webinars list. Great. So now we can see that here. So again, still in the webinars list, the blue section at the top, I still have completed, still have in progress. This has now been added to requested. You can see it's added with this normal priority, but I can click on that little flag there to change the priority. I can also click on the task itself, where I would see Allie's note about Chris's blog. And from here, I can add in any subtasks like I need to write the webinar, I need to plan the demo, I need to actually do the webinar, I need to follow up, all of the subtasks that go into planning this event. I can also add notes. I can add stakeholders. So if I want to make sure that Allie's getting updates, I can add her. I can track my time towards completing this goal, et cetera. So again, really useful tool for tracking and making sure that project management is going smoothly at your organization. All right, so that's how you would add a task. The process for adding a subtask or a comment is pretty similar. I'm going to use one single form for both of those. And what you see here is my team building activities feedback form. So just 3 sections here where I am asking if they'd like to help plan events. So if they are, they will be added as a subtask. If they have any ideas they'd like to share about future events to look into, and then their comments about our most recent event, which again will go as a comment on that feedback task in ClickUp. So once again, I already have the integration in place in this one, but I am going to just show you what this looks like. So again, going back to settings and integrations, again, we can see that the integration is in place. I'm seeing a question here about whether or not this is recorded and you'll be able to view later. And yes, absolutely. So I will share a little bit more about that once I complete the session. But if you are missing anything or want to share this, absolutely, you'll be able to do so. So again, at this point, I have the integration already in place. I just want to edit the integration. So if you have an integration and need to edit it, need to make any changes, you can do that. So I'll click Edit Integration here. So now I can see what actions I already have in place. So again, I have the create a subtask where I'm adding subtasks to meet people who are interested in planning, and create a task comment to get that feedback. To edit any of these, I can hit that pencil icon, I can delete, and this duplicates the action as well. So at this point, these are being added already to ClickUp. So once again, if I go ahead and pretend I'm one of my coworkers, so let's say that coworker, Chris, who wrote that great blog, he wants to go bowling. Loved seeing everyone out of the office. And he's adding his comments. So Chris will submit this. And again, I'm going to go back to ClickUp and refresh again so we can make sure that that's been captured in here. And now if I go back to the team building activities, the purple section, the purple list on the bottom, when I open the meet with people interested in planning, we now see that Chris has been added here. Once I meet with him, I can check him off the list, and I still have my open subtasks remaining there and I can see them. I can also view if I need to, and they'll be shown with a strikeout. And then with the feedback for picnic day, again, comments are being collected on the right-hand side here. So you can see Chris's comment at the bottom, love seeing everyone outside of the office. So that is the essence of this integration. Hopefully that's pretty clear. There's one other piece I want to show. If you are somebody who's using Jotform tables as part of your workflow, you can also do the same thing with ClickUp, the same integration from tables as well. So you're going to do that by pulling up your table. You can see all of my form responses here already. I'm going to add a column and I'll add a button. I want to add send data to other apps and hit next. I'll enter this column. I'm going to call this column ClickUp so that I know what it is. I already have that ClickUp integration in place, so it's showing me that I can choose the integration that I've already completed. But if you need to add that anew or add another integration, you can click that button as well, the Integrate a New App button. I'll click to Create Column, and now I can send that same data off to ClickUp in the same way. I'll click this button to send data. And if I go back into ClickUp, we should see in this feedback form that Chris's comment is duplicated. So I just sent the same comment over from ClickUp from the table. So that's why you're seeing that comment twice there. Same action, just happening in a different place within Jotform. So that is it for our ClickUp integration. I want to thank everybody for being here. Unfortunately, in these sessions, I don't have a ton of time for Q&A. So I want to welcome you if you do have questions to get in touch with me after the session today. I'm Morgan, Morgan at Jotform. I'm happy to help with questions, or I will refer you to our support team, or I'll ask our support team to get in touch with you. And somebody will get back to you soon. I would also love to welcome you to get in touch with me if you have a use case you'd like to share about this integration, or you want to show off anything you're doing with Jotform, or if you have throat remedies you'd like to share. I'm especially interested in that today as well. So again, Morgan at jotform.com. The last thing I want to mention today is that we are highlighting a couple of our new integrations this month. So 2 weeks from today, same time, I will be doing another one of these snack break webinars about our new integration with Zapier. And then the week after that, I'll be talking about Apple Pay and Google Pay. You can find out more about that in our blog. So just search for Jotform blog and you'll find it there. Or if you received our recent newsletter that came out about a week ago, you will see a link in that newsletter as well. Or again, once again, you can get in touch with me for more information and I'll share those registration links with you. All right. And on that note, I just want to thank everyone for being